we have that ability to connect with the one that created us, to know, without giving our power away. And that's a very important step. It's a very important step to be honest with ourselves and to really walk the path that is there for us, for each of us.
Is it true that it's scientifically proved already that traumatic experiences are related to health?
Oh yeah. There's a whole body of research that is looking at different behaviors, what they do. But in terms of looking at real related to the subject we're talking about today, there has been, like in Germany especially, they have been doing research showing that really specific parts of the brain that are related to those organs where the cancers are really related to certain emotional trauma that the person experienced, and they've extended that research now in France. And it's sometimes it's just a matter of getting the research catching up with what a lot of people already know. And but there is a way out. You know, a lot of times when we work with people that really have had a hard, long fight already to survive, it's sometimes hard to feel hope, because they think, oh my gosh, like how much more, how much can I take? And there is hope, there is a way out. It's just feel incredibly blessed to have seen people that actually start saying, you know what, as long as there is blood running through my veins, I'm alive and my body will know exactly what to do, and I will try my best to start, trusting my body and nature, and doing the things I can. Whether or not I'm going to succeed, but I'll do what I can to trust nature and minimize toxic exposure and get good things into the body. And it's incredible to see how many people do turn their lives around. And not only turning it around, sometimes when you're going through some really hard experience, it does come with a gift. And there's a strength that comes out of that will not only carry people forward in a different way, but probably will make change and a lot of teachable moments for people around them, and they'll have no idea that they're actually doing that. But it's incredible to see the impact a person's actions have on the future generations, on the children growing up. And so just hope, I think, is always something that, let's have that. When we talk about blockage as it relates to some of the debilitating symptoms people experience out there, you do have to also look at some other things like environmental toxic overload to help the body cope with that. And just being honest in general to feelings, that being honest first with oneself. A lot of times we look for answers outside in the world, and listen to all kind of experts, when in fact we have to learn that we have that ability to connect with the one that created us, to know, without giving our power away. And that's a very important step. It's a very important step to be honest with ourselves and to really walk the path that is there for us, for each of us.
Very, very interesting. And if we need to tell people how can they connect with the real self, with the energetic world, with the spiritual world, what would you suggest?
Well, the easiest way really is to breathe and to be out in nature. Being in nature just naturally will calm down the system and will connect you. And people just, let's go more outside, take your shoes off and feel the ground. It really often, that's all it takes for us to feel ourselves again, We are living in a world where technology is taking over our lives, and it's doing a lot of amazing things, like for us to connect, no matter where we are in the world right now. And it has, brought productivity up in a lot of ways. But on the other hand, being constantly connected has taken away our sense of tranquility and ability to just be with us. When you, for example, last year I did this 40-day challenge of turning my phone and internet off for 12 hours every day. And first I thought, oh, this is crazy, I can't do this, we have clients and what if this and that. And actually when you do that, it feels amazing because you're no longer in a room with couple hundred people basically. And you are for the first time quieting yourself. It's so easy to just keep going and think, oh yeah, I'm grounded. we have to take those steps of to unplug, and then we can go back out in the world.
One day we were talking, and I asked you, what is the goal of your healing practice? And you thought for a while, and you said, liberate people from unnecessary suffering. What do you mean by that?
What it is, once you start liberating, once you start moving those interferences out, once people have that true sense of themselves back, they make different choices, and their path will change too. Their path will change. So suffering not only sometimes means physical suffering, sometimes is, if you're not aligned with what you're doing in the world, with what you really meant to do, there's a lot of suffering in that. And a lot of people block that out. They think, oh, it's just the way the world is, or it's just the way it's supposed to be when we're adults. And it's like, no, it's not how it's supposed to be. And let's just take a step back and open that up, because this is where all the potential is for not just the individual, but for all the rest of the community. Yeah, so is there some things we have to go through in life? Yes, because this is how we become refined. This is how we find our strength, and this is how I think we will do our best work. It was through the hardest times I lived that actually enabled me to do what I do today. So
it's like a life push you to do that.
It's in those moments that we become defined and refined. So I don't think there's a life without suffering. There is none of that. Everybody goes through things. But the unnecessary suffering, I mean, we don't have to make it harder for what it is.
No, that's very enlightening.
And see, the thing is, with a lot of the blockages, as they leave people, sometimes people will feel like floating during the session. And this often comes when there are blockages leaving that were meant to come out later, much later. So the soul really is celebrating that liberation with that type of sensation.
So that means that every time that I receive this transition from you, I'm liberating a lot of blockages, but I always feel.
Yeah, but see, those things, people don't have to go through maybe X, Y, Z anymore. That was not necessary. That was.
So it means that we have the choice to change negative things that may happen in near future. We do. Fantastic.
Yeah.